Well, good morning, YouTube. It's the first time I've been on my bike in about 2 weeks. It feels great outside. I've had a lot of problems. I'll talk about it in a minute, but let's talk about the positive right now. I got a new helmet. The one I bought before was I don't know, I can't remember the name of the helmet. It was a real cheap helmet. The one they sent me, by their size chart, I was a small, or even in between a small and an extra small, which is weird because every helmet I wear is like a medium. And so I buy the small, thinking maybe it's just their helmets, they run a little small, right? And it was a dual visor helmet, which, I mean, it was pretty cool. It was a nice looking helmet. It was a matte black finish and all. Well, they when I opened the box up, they sent it in the box that you would buy it in the store. Like, you know what I'm saying, like the retail box. That's what they shipped it in. And it looks like somebody just sat there and used it as a soccer ball or something. It was horrible. So I'm thinking, well, whatever. They just, you know, they threw a shipping label on the retail box, whatever, they wanted to save money. So I open it up, and on the inside visor, which is amazing because the outside visor was fine, but the inside one had a scratch like that long on it. Deep, like you could, it wasn't something that could be buffed out or whatever, or could be fixed. It looked like someone took a knife and stuck in there and tried to like cut through it. So I was like, you know, and it was right in front of your eye too. It was like dead in front of my left eye. Then all over the helmet, there was probably around 15 scratches, deep cut scratches all over the helmet. And it's supposed to be a brand new helmet. So I sent it back. I was, you know, they did pay for the return shipping, so I'm glad they did that. But it was just, oh my God. So so then I went out and I was like, well, I do want a different helmet. So, you know, I've got two G-Max helmets. I've got one that I bought with the bike that was a 48S. That's the one I've been using for motovlogs, but I also went out and bought the 11D or whatever, the dual sport helmet that's basically the same as the Icon variant. So I like, you know, I love those helmets. Those are my favorite ones. I'm thinking, so, you know, G-Max is obviously my brand. So I went out and bought another G-Max. It was a 69S or something like that. And the helmet is the one I've got on now. I love it. It's awesome. And so that's part of the good news. So the bad news is that I went to get on my bike last Monday or something like that, because today's Monday. It's like today's April Fool's Day. But I went out to crank the bike up, and the battery was dead. And I went, well, shit. So I went and threw a charger on it. As I go to put the charger on, I see the acid is leaking out of it. So I get it off, and I clean the bike out, throw some, you know, baking soda on it, or baking powder, or whatever you call it. Threw it on there to kill the acid, and I washed it off real good. It did nothing to the bike or anything, but the battery was busted open. I guess just old and the weather, I guess. I don't really know. So so I went out. I was looking for probably 3 days everywhere around me for this battery, right? I wanted to get the one, you know, you got to get the one that goes in it. If everyone's like, oh, just get another battery, just any kind of work. I'm like, no, that's not the way it works. So I finally ended up finding one at the one place near me that I didn't look, and that's Auto Parts or AutoZone, or one of those. I think it was Auto Parts or AutoZone. Sorry. They had the exact one, same make and everything. So I got that one. I put it on, and I finally have been able to ride because all day. I mean, you see the ground is soaking wet. It's been raining for like, I don't know, 2 days straight. I think we got like 2.5 inches of rain or something like that. But I woke up this morning. I was going to go. I got to teach a class at the gym, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to take the car. I've got to go fill it up and all. And I looked at my phone, and it said that the weather was like 57 outside. I went, no fucking way. I went running outside, and sure enough, man, it feels great. To be this early in the day, it feels great. I think it's like 60 or 61 now. So all I know is this weekend, can't wait for it. I've got a 5K at I think it's like the Daytona Speedway or something like that. It's called the Color Run, and it's like you wear all white, and they hit you with a bunch of color, like paint and all. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. It's my first time doing this one. I've done like the Peachtree Road Race and stuff like that, and they're fun and all. Just I like the obstacle courses and mud runs and all. But so I'm going to do that Saturday, and then hopefully Sunday it's supposed to be like 73 or something like that. I'll be going fishing. So hopefully this weekend will be pretty good. And actually, in our tomorrow in our dojo, we're having a black belt promotion to one of the students that's been there longer than me. He's been been at this dojo for about I want to say 8 years, and I got my black belt after being there for about 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. I do have a lot of experience outside, in other martial art, other arts and everything. So that did help, but still, he's been there for 8 years, and he's just now getting it. So it's a real big deal at the dojo, and so that's going to be awesome. I'm really excited for that. All right, so I'm back. Apparently, I had like either left the camera on or something like that, because my battery died on me this morning, and so I was sitting there like all the way. It was like, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes more, maybe like 10 minutes, that I was sitting there just talking to myself, with absolutely, with the camera being turned off. So hopefully I let it charge for a little bit. Hopefully it won't die on me again. If it does, I've got to get a new battery, which will suck, but oh well. So anyways, I was talking about, this weekend, or not really this weekend, but Friday, the remake of Evil Dead comes out, which that was my favorite movie growing up, or scary movie growing up. Bruce Campbell's a nut. He's awesome. But the movies, they weren't very serious. They weren't like supposed to scare the hell out of you. So I thought they were always, they were good, and I loved them. But they, like I said, they weren't serious, scary movies. They're horror films. So this one they've remade it. I'm sure you guys have seen the trailer, but it looks very good. They've completely remade it to make it extremely like serious. Like they're not. It doesn't look like they're going to be joking around with it like they did in the first one. So maybe it'll be pretty good. and I've been waiting for, I don't know, months to see it, because I heard about it. It was like December, I think, when I first heard that they were remaking it, or they were coming out with another one. So I've been waiting for it to come out and waiting for it, and finally this Friday it comes out, and hopefully everything goes right, and I'll be able to, trailer full of Harleys. Hopefully everything goes right, and I'll be able to go to it, and I won't have to wait until like next Tuesday or something like that. So I'm not sure if this part was in the actually picked up in the video or not. If it did, I'll just cut this out. So I missed the Georgia varsity meetup because the day before the ride, I went out and I was testing the bike out, make sure everything was okay and everything was ready to go. And I noticed that it felt like my back tire was kind of loose or wobbling or something. So I stopped and checked it out, and it looked fine. And I was like, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it was the wind blowing me around. So I kept going, and it kept getting, what felt like it kept getting worse. And so I ended up just driving back home, and sure enough, when I looked at the tire, the tension plate on the back for the chain was completely bent like a U. So I'll explain what I'm doing when I get back. Alright, so apparently Staples doesn't ship anything to UPS, so I don't know where the fuck to go. You know what's funny is they ship the helmet, you know, standard USPS. But they send me a fucking FedEx label, so I've got to go get it shipped somewhere else, which I don't give a damn. They paid for it, but still, I'm having to run around trying to find a fucking place to do it, because we don't have a FedEx around here. We have drop boxes and shit, but that helmet won't fit in a drop box. So I've got to go to an actual FedEx place to drop the damn thing off. So it's starting to be a pain in the ass.